You just got diagnosed with cancer, and this is a shocking event in your life. And everyone is talking about the tumor, but nobody is talking about the environment that created it. In 42 years of treating patients with cancer, I have never seen it develop, not once, without a highly stressed, inflammatory, toxic, and energy deficient environment. So the diagnosis is not the problem, everyone. The cancer is not the problem. The problem is the environment that created it. And here's what no one is telling you. All cancer, all types, come from a base cell, a cancer stem cell. And you cannot kill a cancer stem cell, but you can revert it back to normal when you change the environment that created it. In this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly what to do first, what questions to ask, and why killing cancer is absolutely not the same as healing cancer. And it's not about abandoning your healthcare team. It's about finally getting to the cause, getting to the root.
You just got the call. The scan came back. The biopsy confirmed it, and now you're sitting there with a diagnosis in your hand and a list of appointments on your calendar. And the first thing that hits you is fear. Fear for your life. And that fear is real, everybody. It is completely real. I've sat across over 10,000 patients in 42 years, and I've seen it in most every one of them. That fear is not weakness. It's human. But here's what the fear does to the brain. It shifts you into panic. And panic is not a decision-making state. Panic pulls you out of the present moment and throws you into an imagined future. A future that has not happened yet. And when you are making decisions from that place, you are not looking at all your options. You are just looking for the fastest exit from fear. So the first thing I want to say to you today, before anything else, is this. Take a breath. Stay in the moment. Not the moment 6 months from now, this moment, the here and now. You have more time than fear is telling you you have. And the goal is not to make the fastest decision. The goal is to make the best decision, one step at a time. And that's how you heal. Now, there are two paths after a cancer diagnosis. Most people only know about one. Today, I'm going to show you both of them. The first thing most people do, and that's why it's incomplete, the moment you get diagnosed, the system moves fast. Oncology appointments, scans, a treatment plan within days, chemotherapy, radiation, surgery, immunotherapy. And none of that's wrong. In the 42 years I've been seeing patients at Revolution New Medicine, I've never told a single one to walk away from their oncologist. Not once. Conventional treatment does something very well. It shrinks tumors. It kills fast-dividing cells. It buys you time. And sometimes when the tumor is pressing on vital tissue and your life is on the line, you need that time. But here's what it cannot do. And this is the part no one tells you at the first appointment. Conventional treatment cannot change the environment that made the cancer in the first place. And if you don't change that environment, everyone, you do not address what actually caused this. You have only treated the effect, and the effect will come back. So the first question you have to ask yourself is, why did my body create this environment in the first place? Think about a fish tank. The fish start getting sick. You see the disease. You treat the disease, but you never clean up the water. What happens? The disease comes back. It always comes back because the fish don't create the disease. The environment does. Your body's the fish tank. Your cells are the fish. And the cancer? The cancer is the dirty water making itself known. Disease is not the issue, everyone. The issue is the environment that caused the disease. Get rid of the disease and it'll come back. Change the environment and it will never come back. Not ever. Not ever, ever, ever. So you don't just need a treatment plan. You need an environment plan. And those are two very different things. So what created the environment? What turned clean water into something that grows disease? There are four forces, four root causes that sit beneath every chronic disease, and especially cancer. And when you understand all four, everything changes. Most people only have been told about one or two of them, and that missing piece, that's exactly where healing gets left behind. So number one, subconscious stress programming. This is approximately 90 to 95% of what signals the 100 trillion cells in your body, everyone. Programs written on the hard drive of your brain from age 6. And what are these programs in? Fear, survival, lack, programs you don't even remember. That's why they're subconscious. But they are running your biology every single day. They activate cortisol and norepinephrine, stress hormones. And when those flood your system long enough, they begin to suppress the immune system. They drive inflammation and push normal stem cells toward becoming cancer stem cells. Number 2, and this is the one almost never talked about, low cellular energy, ATP. Think of your cell phone. It works by energy stored in the battery, and when the battery goes to a red line, that means if you do not charge it, it will die. Well, that's what happens with your cells, and most importantly, your stem cells, and if the energy goes low, then they're either going to die or mutate to survive. And that's what a cancer stem cell is. The energy currency of every single cell in your body is this ATP, and this is produced inside the cell in the mitochondria. They are the power plants inside your cells. And when the energy production breaks down, when the mitochondria are damaged, depleted, and the cells are forced to shift into a survival metabolism, the cell loses its ability to repair and regulate and function normally. So when this happens, the cell has 2 options. It's either going to die prematurely. This is called apoptosis or programmed cell death. This is the best option there is to prevent cancer. Or option number 2, mutate to survive. And this is what you do not want, especially in your stem cells, because they're almost immortal cells, everyone. They are very, very resilient. And when normal stem cells are low in ATP energy, they will mutate to survive. So restoring mitochondrial energy at the cellular level is not optional, it's foundational. Number 3, inflammation. Chronic, low-grade systemic inflammation. This is the fire in the terrain, fed by wrong food, wrong fuel, processed sugars, oils, a diet nowhere close to what the body was designed to run on. Inflammation is not just a symptom, it's an epigenetic signal. It actively turns on and off genes that determine whether a normal stem cell stays normal or mutates into something else. And number 4, toxicity. Internal toxins from backup detox pathways, environmental chemicals, heavy metals that distort the epigenetic markers on your genes and turn on programs that should permanently stay silent. So stress, low cellular energy, inflammation, and toxicity. You put all 4 of these together, you get all disease. And you cannot reverse disease without addressing all 4, every single one of them. It's simple as that. Stay with me, because right now I want to show you the piece that your oncologists, as good as they are, simply cannot address. It's the piece that explains why cancer comes back. And it's the piece that holds the key to making sure it doesn't. And here's what most people do not know about cancer. There is a cell inside every tumor that conventional treatment has never been able to touch. And until you understand this cell, you cannot understand why cancer keeps coming back. And you cannot understand why the fear of it coming back never fully goes away. Think about a beehive. There are thousands of worker bees, and yet there's only one queen bee. When you do chemotherapy, radiation, immunotherapy, you are killing the worker bees, the non-stem cancer cells, the 99.99% of the tumor that is not the root, and it works. Tumors shrink, scans go clear, the doctor says you're in remission. But the queen bee, the cancer stem cell, she's not touched. She cannot be touched by conventional therapy because the cancer stem cell came from a normal stem cell, and the normal stem cells are what makes every cell in your body. If a therapy was strong enough to kill the cancer stem cell, it would kill all your cells, all your stem cells, and you'd be gone within 2 weeks. So the queen bee survives, and what does she do? She spreads. She sets up new colonies, and this time those colonies are chemo-resistant and radiation-resistant. And this is why cancer comes back in multiple areas. This is why the second round of treatment works less well than the first round. The cancer stem cell is not trying to kill you, everyone. She is trying to survive in a toxic, inflamed, low energy, and stressed environment. She is your cells doing everything in their power to stay alive. So if you cannot kill the queen bee, what's the answer? What's the answer, Dr. Nemec? This is the paradigm shift. And once you see it, you cannot unsee it. The cancer stem cell mutated from a normal stem cell in a stress, low-energy, inflammatory, and toxic environment. That's how she was born. And here's the part that changes everything. It's not a one-way street. When you change that environment, when you remove that stress programming, restore the mitochondrial energy, reduce the inflammation, clear the toxicity, the cancer stem cell can revert back to a normal stem cell. Permanently, everyone, this is called redifferentiation. And we've seen this happen. We've seen it for over 40 years at Revolution New Medicine. Clean the water in the fish tank, restore the oxygen, balance the chemistry, keep it clean, and the fish heal. And this is the only way. Not temporary fixing, not temporary curing. You either make a clean, anti-stress, anti-inflammatory, anti-toxic, energy-restoring environment, or you don't. There's no middle ground. It's as simple as that. Now, here's the part that most people get completely backwards after diagnosis, and it's costing people their healing. I want to be very clear. Conventional treatment has a place. If a tumor is advanced and pressing on a vital organ, you need to shrink it. You need to shrink it fast. That is the short-term gain, and that is very real. Use it when you need it. But here's the problem. Every round of chemotherapy, every round of radiation, it increases the stress at the cellular level. It depletes mitochondrial energy. It increases inflammation. It increases toxicity. It makes internal environment more of what created the cancer in the first place. Short-term gain, long-term risk. What is the honest verdict? Killing cancer is not the same as healing cancer. Let me say that again, everyone. Killing cancer is not the same as healing cancer. Your immune system, in the right environment with the right cellular energy, knows how to handle cancer cells. It does it every single day. Most people never even know they had cancer cells in their body because their immune system took care of it quietly and completely. You heal to heal. You do not kill to heal. Let me say that again. You heal to heal. You do not kill to heal. So what do you actually do? Right now, after this diagnosis, you have taken that breath and stepped back from a place of panic, and now there's 3 specific steps. And they're not complicated, but they require a shift that most people never make, and that shift starts right here, right now. The first step, and the most important step, and it's not a treatment, it's a shift of how you see it. You have to stop looking at a diagnosis as something that happened to you and start asking, what environment did I create that made this possible? This isn't to blame yourself, everyone. You didn't know. Nobody taught you. But now you do know, and that changes everything. See your body as the fish tank and see your cells as the fish. Ask yourself, what is it in my water? What is depleting the energy in my cells? What is driving the inflammation? What is the stress that's been running silently in the background my entire life? And then, very important, commit to changing it. That shift, that paradigm shift is where all healing begins, because you cannot change what you cannot see. But seeing different is only the beginning, because the root, the number one driver of all 4 forces, lives somewhere most people have never thought to look. 95% of your biology is run right now by programs written before you were 6 years old. You cannot diet your way past that. You cannot supplement your way past that. You cannot even consciously think your way past it because it's subconscious. These programs are activating your stress axis around the clock, pouring cortisol into your system, shutting down immunity, feeding inflammation, driving mitochondria out of the healthy energy production and into a survival state, and epigenetically tagging your stem cells with markers that say, survive at any cost. You have to rewrite these programs, not suppress them, rewrite them from the heart, from the spirit, into the brain, into the body. This is heart-brain-body connection, and this is the most powerful signal in your entire biology. When you shift from sympathetic dominant, running away from the lion, into parasympathetic dominant, resting, digesting, and healing. The mitochondria come back online, the cortisol drops, the immune system wakes up, the cellular energy begins to restore. And this is why we use heart-brain entrainment at Revolution New Medicine. This is why we use 3D brain imaging, so we can exactly see where those programs live and confirm in measurable, documented detail that they have been rewritten. So we don't guess at this. We measure it. And when the programs shift, the patient knows. They feel a weight lift that they didn't even know they were carrying. And then there is a part most people think is the whole answer, but it's actually only one piece of a much bigger picture. The diet. What's the best food? Actually, if you look into nature, you'll see the best food. It's living food, it's raw food, and it's plant-based foods. Not because someone told you to eat your vegetables, but because living food carries biophotons, the energy of life, because it oxygenates and alkalizes the cellular terrain, because it feeds mitochondria the right fuel instead of fermentable sugars the cancer runs on. Cancer thrives in an acidic, low oxygen environment. It suffocates in alkalinity and high oxygen. So oxygenation, getting oxygen not just into the bloodstream, but getting it into the cells, into the interstitial matrix, into the exact microenvironment where cancer stem cells live and makes the decisions. Oxygen activates enzymes that restore healthy epigenetic signaling. Oxygen reopens silenced tumor suppressor genes. Oxygen is not optional, everyone. It is the environment itself. Detoxification. This is clearing the chemicals and metals that are distorting your epigenetic markers, depleting mitochondrial function, and silencing genes that were designed to protect you. And then there's sleep and fasting and exercise that activates the myokines, the immune balancing signal molecules produced by your muscles. And that drives mitochondrial biogenesis, meaning your body actually builds new healthy mitochondria. Every one of these things speaks directly to the environment. Every one of these things sends a message to the 100 trillion cells in your body about what kind of world they're living in. And when you combine it all, customized to your genes, your epigenetic pattern, your unique blueprint, you change the message, you change the signal, and when you change the signal long enough, completely enough, permanently enough, the cancer stem cell can revert back to a normal stem cell. This is what we've seen in 42 years of practice with over 10,000 patients. You were designed to heal, everyone. Look at your finger right now. If you cut it, your body starts healing immediately without you thinking about it. Without a prescription, without a treatment plan, it just knows. So does your body. It just needs the right environment, the right energy, the right signals, the right water in the fish tank to do what it always was built to do. Do not let fear make the decision for you. Take the breath, take the step. And if you want to go deeper, if you want to understand exactly how we address all four of these forces at Revolution New Medicine, watch this next video, The Biggest Mistake in Cancer Treatment. Watch it now and let your eyes be opened to see the path more clearly.